Alright, yeah, now that Kai Shear's been given some space. So, let's continue on with the main story by speaking with Kai Shear to take on the quest entitled Nowhere to Turn. Kai Shear's anxious to see you and Alphanode back to Eulmore. Lady Char's up in the parlor. Best not keep her waiting, eh? Alright then. And so away we go. And I will meet up with you guys there. Yeah, Palace of the Dead, Hunting Log, and of course once you get to level 15 you'll have access to the, or rather 16, you'll have access to the dungeon roulettes. And you'll get access to the Guildhouse roulettes at level 10. Yeah, you know what music is coming, but it's evening, so it won't be played. But I appreciate it though. Yeah, since combat is not necessary here. Let's change back. Oh wow. Yeah, that is a lot of lag tonight. It is a busy night in Eulmore. Hey, Alphanode. Well, not here seems out of the ordinary, though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staying off into the distance and all that, sighing. Strange. Let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress. So yeah, we're gonna have to go over here to find her. Since they said she was outside, that's where we have to go. Here she is. Not as many people surrounding her as we were seeing in other places. Hey there, Dahlia. It's good to see you again. Yeah, and a smile goes on her face when Alphanode arrives.
Thank heavens you're here.
Now here's the thing I thought was really curious. Female Mikote are supposed to be shorter than male Mikote. But in this instance, Dahlia is actually taller than Kai Shear. When I saw... Because, yeah, we've never seen the two on the same screen until now. And I thought that was really weird. And I thought I should point that out.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Yeah, what happened?
Alone? What of Master Chai?
But that is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
Yeah, we need to know.
It all began after the events at Mount Gulg. With Lord Vauthry out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
Makes sense.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well, no one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Eulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
That is true.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice. Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced. But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
Well, hopefully we can find her. Or him, rather. Yeah, because Dahlia's in tears. What's on your mind,
He was so
Alphnode?
daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee. Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
I hope so.
You truly think so? What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
Yeah, they're asking us. Yeah, Striper, I think he's fled? No way. We need to keep our spirits up here.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return.
And if not, we'll just drag him back here.
Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Yeah. The smiles on our faces say it all.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
And so away she goes. So this is where I ended my run this morning over on Twitch. So we get Pixie Berry Tea, which is for healers, Poposa Salad, which is for DPS, and Robe Lettuce Salad, also for DPS, but this one has determination and critical hits, so I will take this. So this is as far as I got on Twitch this morning, so now we're going into uncharted territory. So once Alphanode arrives with our next quest, which could take a while given the high number of people that are in Eulmore tonight. Yeah, we gotta wait for everyone to file in. And there's Alphanode. So let's go ahead and speak with him to take on the quest entitled A Notable Absence. For all his comforting words, Alphanode is plainly troubled by Master Chai's sudden disappearance. It makes no sense for Master Chai to have left without a word, but even if he had, he would not have done so unobserved. Someone here will have seen something, I am sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave, or failing that, if they have any idea where he might have gone. I will meet you at the Glory Gate to compare notes later on. And so away they go. So yeah, we gotta go to all 3 levels of the city to find people to speak to. Starting with Moen here. Master Chai? Why, yes, I spoke with him recently, though I recall he was in a rather dour mood. Concerned about Eulmore's neglect of industry, you see. With Lord Vauthry's apparently inexhaustible stores of meal, and no great need for money, it's little wonder our businesses were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Boutique of Splendors will do all it can to contribute to the revival of the trade here in Eulmore, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after. You exchanged with Moen as tell you about the stagnant state of business in Eulmore. Alright, so now we gotta go over to further down. Okay, nope, gotta go further. Yeah, one day I will land on you there, Vista. Mostly alcoholics, weirdos, and losers. Garden of Apollo, huh? So our next person to speak to will be at the front door. Yeah, we have Cornan. Looking for Master Chai, are you? He's something amiss? When I last saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while, about his concerns over the city's defenses amongst other things. He made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after your confrontation with Lord Vauthry, and finding General Ranjita in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us all to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we would still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyway, funding permitting, I proposed replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the Derelicts and Gate Town. We have a duty to protect not only Eulmore, you see, but the surrounding regions of Calusia as well, and I, for one, would welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for that cause. Indeed, I told him as much, and he seemed relieved to hear it. It was on that note we parted ways. He headed outside, as I recall. And so your exchange is telling you about the perilous state of Eulmore's defenses. And now finally we gotta take this out to the Derelicts. Hopefully it's the southeast. No, I don't think we got that lucky... Well, actually we did. We guessed right. So weave our way through the tents to find Hathenbed over here. Hello there. I recall a man fitting that description. Asked to seek what the poor buggers lately come from right. Said he wanted to know the state of things down in the Derelicts, and you can be sure we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, clothing, there was plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge. It's barely enough to fill our bellies. But folk here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself. Something about us finding work, I think. Fair play to him, though. Not content with having his ear chewed out about the Derelicts, he asked about the other settlements and all. After that, I can't really say. Looked like he was heading for Gate Town when I last saw him. So he's telling you about the poor living conditions of Calusia's downtrodden. And so now, let's make our way over to the Glory Gate and speak with Alpha Node. See, it looks like there will be a construction, but not of the city we thought it would be. Because when the patch, Shadowbringers was on the verge of launching, there was talk about doing a reconstruction of Ishgard. But it looks like we may be helping out Eulmore first? Let's find out. Oh, there you are. How did you fare? Have you learned anything which might offer clues to Master Chai's whereabouts? Well, this is the information we got. Interesting. He apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Eulmore, an idea to which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive. Which is shocking, honestly. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place, Eulmore. I mean, not the bee. Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? That we'll find out as we move on to our next quest. So let's go ahead and speak with Alpha Node to take on the quest entitled For the People. With furrowed brow, Alpha Node carefully considers where best to look next. All we know for certain is that Master Chai has shown great concern not only for Eulmore, but its surrounding settlements. It seems logical then that having consulted with those within the city walls, he would wish to do the same to those without. Shinji, if you would go and make inquiries and write, I shall do likewise in Stilltide. Gate Town I leave to you, Kaishia. Fair enough. Where shall we meet when we've finished? Well, Top Rung would seem to me his next most likely destination. Hopefully not to throw himself off the top of it. Let us reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then, but if not, we will be well situated to continue our search. Yeah. He'll certainly have a lot of darkness to be able to use to his advantage to hide. Alright, so upon our arrival in Wright... Where's Hastelo? Oh, here he is. Only talking with a few people. No, the name doesn't ring any bells, but there was a rather dapper-looking Mistel gentleman here not long ago. He wanted to talk about relations between Wright and Eulmore, or rather the lack of them. We lost a great many people to their promises of meal and the chance of a lavish life among the free. And Vauthry thought to take even more from us, conscripting the few able-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. I needn't tell you what happened when the Senators came. Such things are hard to forgive. But Vauthry's gone now, and we're curious to see what will become of Eulmore in his absence. That's what I told your friend, Chai Nuz, was it? And I'm sure the others said the same. Not what he wanted to hear, I suppose, because he left soon after, and that was that. Well, at least we know where to go next. I don't know, can I actually fly to the top on my little bird? Yeah, looks like I'll be able to. As once again, Mount Golg comes into view, with the Talos holding on for dear life. Here they are. So he paid a visit to both Wright and Gate Town as well, didn't he? Yes, he did. I see. Kashir and I gleaned much the same. He seemed determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Calusia, the only likely place he is left to go being Amity. You don't think he'll go to Tamra? Come, if we are quick, we may yet catch up with him. And so, we go now to Amity. Perhaps it is just a couple of days removed from Halloween that it's appropriate that we're going to Amity. Hopefully we won't have to deal with any Amityville horrors. Yeah, here he is. We found him. Hey, Chai. How have you been? Hey, man. Yeah, I brought my friends, too. Shinji? Alphino? Kashir? What are you doing here? We might ask you the same, Master Chai. We've been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? Lady Chai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared with so much as a word, and bade us to return you to her side. What in blazes are you talking about? I left a letter for her in our chambers. There, suppose she could have overlooked it, and when she gets an idea to her head, I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Chai, but since we are here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told you've been elected mayor, and from what we have gathered from the nearby villages, you have been inquiring about the people's grievances. It is safe to assume you mean to take office? Now, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Calusia, that much is true, but I am by no means sure I am the man to solve them. Well, you did solve our Mount Golg problem. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I have secured them, it would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I see. And you believe said resources can be found here? Indeed, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries, I have already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel might yet make a mayor of me. And who's that? With respect, such forethought is in itself proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I'm certain this man of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. For what little it is worth, we will vouch for you should he require convincing. Yeah, I'll do the same. Whatever you need, you can count on us. Or we believe in you, Master Chai. It's like, yeah, we'll have your back. I don't know what to say. Maybe Kaishir does because I saw his head bowed. You don't need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I ever wanted was to make it into Eulmore. But that dream's gone now. Burst like a bubble, or boil more like. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Arthur, I haven't a clue what to do with myself. Spent most days in the days. But you? You've been up and down trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can't do it. You got this lot up Mount Gold, didn't you? How hard could mayoring be? You're going to steal Eulmore to a better future, I know it. And I want to help. Properly help. Do something that makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work it out on the way. If you let me come with you, that is. Appreciation of enthusiasm. You give me entirely too much credit, the lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come then, let us press on together. Yeah, I'd say we worked it out. Thank you, Master Chai. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Eulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I'm here, to find one with the experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is this man exactly, and are you certain he's here in Amity? Rendon is his name, and yes, he is. Or was. I had scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided his time was better spent elsewhere. Guess we gotta go find him. He served as chief advisor to Vauthry's father when he was in office. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Rendon was the left, and between them, they kept Eulmore on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. You think we can? But even if you do, what makes you think you'll listen? Before giving a chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him here in Amity? They might be able to shed some light on his reason for rejecting your overtures out of hand. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we should start with Tristal then. As I recall, you made rather a favourable impression on him. I'm certain he would be willing to talk to us. Then let's see if we can't make it happen. And so Tristal's gonna be right over here. Hello there, Tristal. Greetings, friend, and to you, Master Chai. I presume you are here to ask her after Rendon? I couldn't help overhearing your earlier exchange. Yes, well, with Vauthry gone, Eulmore wants for a leader. Should no one rise to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. I came here seeking Rendon's counsel in the hope that we could build a better Eulmore together, and that is still my wish. But given how abominably you were mistreated there, I will quite understand if you choose not to help. Worry not, Master Chai. I bear no grudge against you or the people of Eulmore, and I will not see you suffer for Vauthry's villainy. As you no doubt gathered from your meeting earlier, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience for anyone he deems less committed to their own. Your desire to right the wrongs of your past, of Eulmore's past, is quite admirable, but I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. I can see it in your eyes and the way you carry yourself. It goes without saying he sees it as well. You must let those feelings go, Master Chai. Be more assertive. Commit to this course, and prove to him Eulmore has the resolve to change. The resolve to change. I believe he was heading towards Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest you be firm and clear in your intentions. Very well. To Pit 8 we shall go, and I will not take no for an answer. Nay, not even a maybe. Well, let's hope that's the case. So now let's go find Rendon, and if combat is required, since we are going into hostile territory, might as well go and prepare ourselves. So off in the direction of Mount Golg we go. Alright, so this is a little abandoned settlement of sorts that Rendon here has chosen to make his home. Hello there.
Well, well, it's you again.
Yeah. He's
I
back
see
and
you've
he's with
invited your
friends.
Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
Actually, that's not the case.
No, I didn't invite them, as it happens, though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Eulmoreans. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Vauthry's villainy, the famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Yep, that's us.
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Vauthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Yeah, have at it, man.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Eulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Vauthry was creating. And so I left my homeland behind.
To live in the middle of nowhere?
But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Vauthry's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
Fair question.
I can offer no simple answer to that question.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure it out.
But this much I will say. It is my hope that Eulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Eulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. It seemed an easy choice.
That it was.
And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Vauthry. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive.
Yeah, you can tell him, yeah, gritting his teeth as he says it.
To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Eulmore for the people.
Have we at least convinced you somewhat?
A Eulmore for the people.
Yep.
I'd rather like the sound of that.
Sounds like we're on the right track.
But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office.
Yeah, this guy definitely he definitely knows how to check his boxes.
You ask me to help you solve Eulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
So what will we have to do? Yeah, why does he have that look on his face? Well, it's up to China's to complete this quest. And so... right then, is there a particular issue you would have me resolve? You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems Eulmore now faces. I assume you will agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is the most pressing. Ah, yes, meal being neither a desirable nor less sustainable option, I assume alternative foodstuffs are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers is not like to contribute much to society, save violence perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer and I will consider offering you my counsel. So as he thinks it over, as do the rest of us, a combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply, and another that of production. Go on. For the present, Eulmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbours. This would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villages that once served as sources of trade for foodstuffs must be repopulated, their means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relations with our neighbours, guarantee security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My, think of all that by yourself, did you? Well, yes, it began as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago, after speaking with the peoples of Eulmore and the nearby settlements. You've impressed me, Chinos. I have? Well, that is a relief! Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet, only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them the means to do so. A fair point, Rendon, and one to which I have given much thought. I propose the use of the Talos to aid in the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos? But Daedalus Stoneworks closed their doors years ago. Without a ready supply of the necessary equipment, the people would starve before your plans could be put into effect. Well, as the heir to the list still works, it just so happens that Tellus are my field of expertise. And with a little help, I'm certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all. Yeah, he looks like he's all ready to go. So we'll take our 1,339 gil as well as our options. Exquisite Beef Stew for tanks. Pixie Berry Cheesecake for healers. Cuckoo Rusk, which is also for DPS, for melee DPS. And finally, Lemon Curd Sasher Torts, also for mage DPS. Yeah, no good options here for me, so for the here and now, we'll just take the beef stew.